What if I told you that some questions have no answers, not because we don't know them, but because they literally break reality? Imagine a barber who shaves everyone who does not shave themselves. So who shaves the barber? Or a cat that is both alive and dead at the same time? Or a statement that says, this sentence is false. Welcome to the world of paradoxes, where logic collapses, reality bends, and your brain struggles to keep up. Today, we're diving deep into every major type of paradox, explained in a way that will blow your mind and maybe even change how you see reality itself. 1. The liar paradox. Let's start simple and dangerous. This statement is false. If it's true, then it's false. But if it's false, then it's true. There's no escape. This is called the liar paradox, and it's one of the oldest logical puzzles in human history. It exposes something terrifying. Language itself can break logic. And if logic breaks, what can we trust? 1. The barber paradox. Now imagine a small town with one barber. He shaves everyone who does not shave themselves. So here's the question. Does the barber shave himself? If he does, then he shouldn't. If he doesn't, then he should. Boom. Contradiction. This paradox was created to show flaws in early mathematics, and it led to the complete rebuilding of logical systems. 3. Russell's paradox. This one goes deeper. Imagine a set of all sets that do not contain themselves. Now ask, does this set contain itself? If yes, it shouldn't. If no, it should. This paradox shook the foundations of mathematics so hard that it forced mathematicians to redesign the entire system of set theory. 4. The ship of Theseus. Now let's move from logic to identity. Imagine a ship. Over time, every single part of it is replaced. Is it still the same ship? And here's the twist. If someone takes all the old parts and rebuilds the original ship, which one is real? The new one or the reconstructed one? This paradox questions something deeply personal. If every cell in your body changes over time, are you still you? 5. Zeno's paradox. Let's talk about motion. To reach a destination, you must first go halfway, then half of the remaining distance, then half again. This goes on infinitely. So technically, you should never reach your destination. Yet, you do. This is Zeno's paradox, and it challenges the idea of infinity in the real world. It took centuries and calculus to resolve it. 6. Achilles and the tortoise. A faster runner, Achilles races a tortoise. The tortoise gets a head start. Every time Achilles reaches where the tortoise was, the tortoise has moved ahead. So, Achilles can never catch up. But in reality, he obviously does. This paradox exposes the weirdness of dividing time and space infinitely. 7. Schrödinger's cat. Now we enter quantum madness. A cat is placed in a box with a mechanism that may or may not kill it. Until you open the box, the cat is both alive and dead. At the same time, this is not science fiction. It's a real thought experiment in quantum physics. It shows that reality at the smallest level behaves in ways that defy common sense. 8. The grandfather paradox. Time travel gets weird, fast. If you go back in time and prevent your grandfather from meeting your grandmother, you would never be born. But if you were never born, how did you go back in time? This paradox suggests something unsettling. Maybe time travel is impossible, or reality would break. 9. The twin paradox. Two twins. One travels through space at near light speed and returns. The other stays on Earth. When they meet again, the traveling twin is younger. Time literally moves slower, depending on speed. This is not theory, it's proven by physics. 10. The observer paradox. In quantum physics, simply observing something changes it. Particles behave differently when watched. It's as if reality knows you're looking. So the question becomes, does reality exist independently or only when observed? 11. The omnipotence paradox. Can an all-powerful being create a rock so heavy that it cannot lift it? If yes, it's not all-powerful. If no, it's not all-powerful. This paradox challenges the very idea of infinite power. 12. The Sorites. Paradox. If you remove one grain from a pile of sand, it's still a pile. Remove another, still a pile. At what exact point does it stop being a pile? There is no clear answer. This paradox shows how vague definitions break logic. 13. The bootstrap paradox. Imagine receiving a book from your future self. You publish it. Years later, you go back in time and give it to your younger self. So who wrote the book? No one. It exists, without origin. A loop with no beginning. 14. The paradox of choice. More choices should make us happier. But they don't. In fact, too many options cause anxiety, regret, and paralysis. The more freedom we have, the less satisfied we feel. 15. The hedonic paradox. The more you chase happiness directly, the less happy you become. Real happiness often comes when you're not trying to find it. 16. The friendship paradox. On average, your friends have more friends than you do. Sounds impossible, but it's mathematically true. Why? Because popular people appear in more friend groups, skewing the average. 17. The paradox of tolerance. If a society tolerates everything, even intolerance, eventually, intolerance will destroy tolerance. So to remain tolerant, you must be intolerant of intolerance. Confusing, but powerful. 18. The raven paradox. All ravens are black. Logically, this is the same as saying, all non-black things are not ravens. So observing a green apple technically supports the idea that ravens are black, strange, but true. 19. The paradox of value. Water is essential for life, yet cheap. Diamonds are useless, yet expensive. Why? Because value is not about usefulness. It's about scarcity. 20. The paradox of skill. The more skilled you become, the more aware you are of what you don't know. Experts often feel less confident than beginners. This is why beginners sometimes overestimate themselves. And here's the crazy part. These paradoxes are not just puzzles. They reveal something deeper. Reality is not as stable as we think. And we're only halfway through. 21. The simulation paradox. If advanced civilizations can simulate reality, then statistically, it's more likely that we are inside a simulation than in the real world. So, are you real or just code? 22. The paradox of time. The past is gone. The future doesn't exist yet. The present disappears instantly. So when exactly does time exist? 23. The information paradox. When something falls into a black hole, its information disappears. But physics says information cannot be destroyed. So, where does it go? This paradox is still unsolved. 24. The Fermi paradox. The universe is massive, with billions of galaxies. There should be alien civilizations everywhere. So, where is everyone? Silence. This is the Fermi paradox. 25. The paradox of knowledge. The more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know. Knowledge expands ignorance. 26. The paradox of control. The more you try to control everything, the more out of control your life feels. Letting go often gives more control. 27. The paradox of success. Chasing success too aggressively often leads to burnout, failure, or emptiness, but focusing on growth brings success naturally. 28. The paradox of effort. Trying too hard can make performance worse, like overthinking a simple task. Sometimes, less effort equals better results. 29. The paradox of self. Who are you? Your thoughts, your memories, your body. All of these change, yet you feel continuous. So what exactly is the self? 30. The ultimate paradox. Here's the biggest one. We use logic to understand reality, but paradoxes show that logic has limits. So the tool we rely on most cannot fully explain the universe. Paradoxes are not mistakes, they are signals. They show us where our understanding breaks and where deeper truth begins. And maybe the goal isn't to solve every paradox, But to accept that reality itself is far stranger than we ever imagined. So next time something doesn't make sense, don't ignore it. You might be standing at the edge of a paradox. And that's where discovery begins. If this video made you question reality, hit like. If your brain is slightly broken right now, subscribe and tell me in the comments which paradox messed with your mind the most.